marks. Okay, good afternoon class. So today we're looking at last year's, not last year, 2021's paper 1. Okay, so this is grade 11. Oops. This is grade 11, paper 1, November 2021. Okay. So the paper was 3 hours long for 150 marks. You guys will write on the same, also for the same amount of time at the 150 marks. Okay. The question says solve for x in the following. So if you look at the first sum here, what do you notice? It's already factorized. So do not multiply it up. Unless there was a number other than 0 here. You guys understand? So we can say that 5x minus 2 is equal to 0. So 5x is equal to 2, so x is equal to 2 over 5. Or I could have gone from this straight into that, no problem. Or we can say 4 and 7 over 8 plus 3 is x is equal to 0. So 3x is equal to negative 4 and 7 over 8. Divided by 3 both sides. So x is equal to negative. Put the calculators. Now to get a mixed fraction, you press shift and then button there. So it's negative 4 and 7 over 8 divided by 3. So negative 13 over 8. Or you could have written it as negative 1 and 5 over 8. Okay. Any confusion there? No? Carry on. Next one. So here we have x to the exponent negative 2 over 3 raised to, equals 4. So what we know that x can be, the 4 can be written as 2 squared. So I raise this to the negative reciprocal there. We want that exponent to be positive 1. When I do on one side, I must do on the other side as well. It cancels. So x is equal to 2 to the negative 3. So x is equal to 1 over 2 cubed, which is 8. Okay. You all agree with that? There's something here. What is the rule if this number is even? Plus minus. That's what I forgot there. That's why we keep it naked. Plus minus. Okay? What's the rule if the denominator is even? This number must be positive. Okay. The number must be positive. Okay, let's go to the next one. Okay, from here it doesn't. B squared is going to be 9 minus 4. It's fairly large. So what I'm going to do is I can substitute the quadratic formula, which is minus b plus minus the square root of b squared, which is negative 3 squared, minus 4. A is 14 and c is negative 8. And this is all over 2a, which is 40. Okay, so x works out to be one of two values. So we say 3 plus the square root of 3 squared. If it's negative 3 squared, it will always be positive. That's why I dropped the negative there. Minus 4, your a value is 14, and your c value is negative 8. And that's over 2 times 14. As you can see, it's irrational, so it's 0,87. Is that correct? 0,87. Or as negative comma 0.66. Okay. You guys understand? Any confusion? Not yet, no? This is the easy marks. Let's go to the next question. 1.1.4. So what are we going to do there? We're going to break up and factorize. Okay, so that's going to be 3 to the x times 3 squared plus 3 to the x equal to 270. Do I have to introduce the k here? No, you don't have to. If it was 3 to the 2x, then I would have introduced the k, because I then would have gone into quadratics. So what is common here? 3 to the x. What are we left with? 3 squared plus 1 is equal to 270. 3 squared is 9 plus 1 is 10. So divide by 10 both sides. So 3x is equal to 27. However, 27 can be written as 3 cubed. So therefore x is equal to 3. Okay. Looking at this one here, I will introduce k here. Okay, as you can see, the number is fairly the equation is fairly complex. So what we do is we say let k equals the square root of x. In other words, this would now read k minus 6 over k minus 1 is equal to 0. You will agree with that? So what do we do now? Find an LCM. And what's my LCM here? We multiply throughout by k. So what do we get now? K squared minus 6 minus k is equal to 0. So in other words, it's k squared minus k minus 6 equal to 0. So what is this now to us? Trinomial. You can use the quadratic formula, no problem. Otherwise you can use this factorization, it's fairly simple. But the sum is 3 and 2, the bigger number must be the sign of the middle term, which is negative. So k is equal to 3 or k is equal to negative 3. Are we instructed to solve for k or x? X. So many stops here and then they forget to bring the x back in. So in other words, we have here the square root of x is equal to 3 or the square root of x equal to negative 2. Can we get the negative from a square root? No, so that one is gone. So what do I do here? Square both sides. So we got x is equal to 3 squared, which is 9. Okay. Any confusion there? No? Let's carry on. Next one. This is your inequalities question. What do you notice here? The 6 here. There's a problem here. No? So what do I have to do first? Get it in a standard form. So we'll multiply the story out. So it's going to be negative into x squared plus 5 minus 2 is going to be 3x minus 10 is greater than 6. So negative x squared minus 3x plus 10 is greater than 6. You take everything to one side. So 0 must be greater than x squared plus 3x. Right? 6 minus 10 is negative 4. What do you notice here again? Trinomial. So you factorize. Okay? Remember it's close to the quadratic. So it's going to be x and x. 4 and 1 plus and minus. So we've got critical values here. Don't say x equal to minus 4 and x equal. It's critical values. It's negative 4 and. So we take this to the graph. Is the graph smiling or frowning? Smiling. This is positive here. Can you see that? The graph is smiling. What's your x values? Negative 4 and 1. So what does this say? The function must be less than 0. So that's y is equal to 0, this is less than, and that's more than. In other words, it's where it is below the line. So it's continuous or break-in solution? Continuous, it's together. So x must be greater than negative 4, x must be less than. Okay, a definite 4 marks in your paper. No? I think this was probably 5. So it's an extra step involved. Right, the next one. What needs to be done here? Square both sides. Get rid of the square root. Okay. That uses x plus 5 is equal to, first term squared is 4x squared. That times 2. So they give you 18 is 36x plus 9 squared is 81. Give everything to one side, 0 is equal to 4x squared. 36 minus x is going to be 35x. 81 minus 5 is positive 76. Okay. So I can use the quadratic formula again, not so? Or you can go and get a long product line and work it out. Or I'll just use my calculator that I have here. So we've got 4, 35, 76. We get x is equal to negative 4. Do I need to show the substitution or do I need to show the brackets? No, not here. Okay. The only place you need to show your substitution is in the one where you use the quadratic formula, which is this one here, 1.1.3. It comes to these type of values. No? This must be shown. There's 2 marks allocated for that, 1 on each one. Okay, and make sure you know how to round off, otherwise we penalize in that question for rounding off. Okay. And of course this is going to be negative 19 over 4. Also people, if you can't do what I did here, as I did in that step, please write it out twice and multiply it out. Okay? People, because of the nature of the sum, what do I need to do? I need to check if it works. Not so. So I put minus 4 in here. So what's minus 4 plus 5? 1. Square root of 1? So 1. What is 2 times negative 4? Negative 8. Negative 8 plus 9? 1. So that one works. Let's check for negative 19 over 4. Negative 19 over 4. So the square root of negative 19 over 4 plus 5. So half. So if I put negative 19 over 4 here and I get to half, then it works. Not so as well. So it's 2 times negative 19 over 4 plus 9. It's negative half. So is that one correct? No. No. So the second one is not a solution. I'll just put a line here. Okay? To show that that one is not applicable. The next question is a simultaneous equation. Must definitely get as well. A simultaneous question. Solve for x and y given the following. So what do? We make either x or y the subject of the formula. I'm going to make y the subject of the formula. So y is equal to 2x minus 4. So wherever I see a y, I put a 2x minus 4. Okay. So what do we have? 4x squared minus 3 into 2x minus 4. Minus 2 into 2x minus 4 squared equals negative 8. As you can see, this is squared. Okay, so now it's just a matter of tidying up a bit. So 4x squared minus 3 times 2x is 6x. And negative 3 times negative 4 is positive 12. Minus 2 into square the first term, I get 4x squared. That times 2. Going to give you 8 times 2 is 16. Negative 4 squared is 16 equals negative 8. Okay? So again I need to get rid of this bracket. So it's 4x squared minus 6x plus 12 minus 8x squared plus 32x minus 32 plus 8. I'm putting that over the equal sign equals 0. Now moving to first. Question paper and memo can be found in the description box below. Okay. So that's going to be negative 4x squared. Negative 6x plus 32. So they give you a positive 26x. Got 12 minus 32. It's negative 20 plus 8. It's negative 12 is equal to 0. Let's check if that's correct. Right? So again, I can either use quadratic formula or I can divide by 2 and factorize. If I use this calculator, as I enjoy using, you get 26. Okay, so it's 26, negative 12. So x is equal to 6, or x is equal to half. Alright, now what do we do? We sub that into one of the previous equations. Why that one particularly? Because here you already have y as the subject of the formula. You guys understand? So y is equal to 2 times 6 minus 4. What's 2 times 6? 12. And 12 minus 4? 8. On the other hand, we have y is equal to 2 times half minus 4, which is 1. Of course, negative 3 then. Okay, any confusion? Is that right? Just let me know when I'm making a mistake. Okay. Right, so now we're going to question 2.1. So the question says, given that a is equal to 4 to the n plus 2 times 9 to the n minus 1 over 72 raised to the n times 2 to the 1 minus. The question says, show that a is equal to 8 over 9. So can I use 8 over 9 in my calculation? No. I must end off with 8 over 9. You guys understand? So what I do is I break 4, 9, 72 up into products of its prime factors. Sorry. As you can see, 2 is already a prime number. Sorry. So what do you have? 4? Okay, firstly get it in the normal form. So 4 equals shift factorize. As you can see, this button is going to be giving 2 squared. That's all. So it's 2 squared raised to the exponent n plus 2 times 9. We do the same thing. If you know it's 3 squared, it's fine. If you don't know, now it can be written as 3 squared raised to the n minus 1 over. Now 72 is 36. So I think it's going to be 2 cubed times 3 squared. I could be wrong. Let's check. Yeah, 2 cubed times 3 squared. Raised to the n times 2 to the 1 minus n. Now say you didn't have a calculator when you write your NBT. They'll ask you this question, what do? We go 72, 2. Goes 36, 2 goes 80, 2 goes 9. 2 can't go anymore, so the next smallest prime number is 3. So 72 can be written as 2 cubed times 3 squared. Okay? So let's go. Let's multiply that out. Let's get rid of the bracket. So it's 2 times n, 2n plus 4 times 32. Sorry, not 32, but 3 to the 2n minus 2. I'm multiplying that exponent over 2 to the 3n times 3 to the 2n times 2 to the 1 minus n. Okay. So when you're multiplying and bases are the same, what do you do with the exponents? You add them. And when we divide, we subtract. So it's 2 to the 2n plus 4. It must be subtracted from 3n. And that there, as you can see, those bases are the same. So it's minus 1 plus n times 3. You see the signs just changes there when you bring it up. 3 to the 2n minus 2 minus 2. So now I add like terms. So 2 to the 2n minus 3n plus cancel. 4 minus 1 is 3 times. That cancels. 3 to the negative 2. So what's 2 cubed? 8 over 3 squared. Not so because of the negative. And what is 3 squared? 9. So there we just proved that A is 8 over 9. Okay? Let's carry on. It says hence or otherwise. Okay, hence means to say I was using a previous calculation, or otherwise means to say if you have another way you can do that. Okay? Remember A is 8 over 9. It says hence or otherwise solve for x if A is equal to 16x over 9. So if A is 16x over 9 and A is 8 over 9, therefore 8 over 9 is equal to 16x over 9. What do you notice now? 9s are the same, so they can cancel. Therefore 8 is equal to 16 to the x. But 8 can be written as 2 cubed. 16 can be written as 2 to the 4 raised to the x, which is 4x. Okay? So therefore 3 is equal to 4x. So x is equal to okay. Any confusion there? For 3 marks, we are told simplify without a calculator. 2.2. What do you notice about the sum? The conjugate pair. That's all. So, as you can see, this can be written as 2 square root 5 minus 4 times 2 square root 5 plus 4. So what can I do here? You all see this here. It's x minus y and x plus y. What do we do if that is the sum? Multiply the first and the last, which is x squared minus y squared. Not so? You should be seeing that here as well. You all see it? Yes, sir. Oh, I thought you had not seen it. You multiply out. The square root of. What is 2 root 5 times 2 root 5? 4 times root 5 times root 5 is 5. Minus 4 times 4? 16. That's 4 times 5. 20 minus 16. 4. Square root of 4? Okay. Two point three. 2.3 we are told if x plus y is greater than 0, that means to say that is positive. And x plus y squared is 3. Without the use of a calculator, show that 18 over root 3 is equal to 6x plus 6y. So this is again to show that, we'll prove that question. Okay? So firstly, what you should note is that, taking that into account, if I introduce a square root, you got x plus y squared equals 3. If I introduce square root, what must I not forget? Plus minus. So x plus y is equal to plus minus the root of 3. However, we know that x plus y is positive. So it's not the positive, the negative one. Okay, so x plus y is 3. So what I do is I take this left hand side. What can happen here? Common factor of 6. What am I then left with? X plus y. So what is x plus y? Root 3. So it's 6 root 3. But is that the same as the right hand side? Not yet. Look at the right hand side. I've got 18 over root 3. I can rationalize this denominator by multiplying it by root 3 over root 3. What is 18 times root 3? 18 root 3. What's root 3 times root 3? 3. 3 going to 3 once. 3 going to 18? 6 times. 6 root 3 is equal to the left-hand side. Okay. Any confusion? Question 3. The sequence 2x plus 10 plus 2x plus 10, x plus 14, x plus 8 is linear. What does that mean? When is something linear? There's a first common difference. Okay? Tell the value of x. If it's linear, the common difference is going to be t3 minus t2 equals t2 minus t1. Okay? So this is term 3, term 2, term 1. So it's going to be x plus 8 minus x plus 14 equals x plus 14 minus 2x plus 10. Okay? Get rid of the brackets. X plus 8 minus x minus 14 is equal to x plus 14 minus 2x minus 10. Okay, so we're going to solve for x here. Keep x on that side. So 8 minus 14 is negative 6. Alright, on the other side, we got minus x. What is 4 minus 10? 4. I bring that over, becomes minus 4. So minus x is equal to negative 10, x is equal to? Is that correct? X is equal to 10. The question then says if x is equal to 10, which now confirms my previous calculation, determine the general term. So if x is equal to 10, then the first term is going to be 2 times 10 plus 10. It's going to be 10 plus 14, 10 plus 8. It's going to be 30, 26, no sorry, 24 and 18. Those of course are now the first 3 terms of the sequence. So how do I move from one term to the next? I'm subtracting 6. Not so? Since it's arithmetic or linear, 10 is equal to a plus n minus 1d. So a value is 30 plus n minus 1 times negative 6. So it's 30 minus 6n plus 6. So minus 6n plus 36. Okay. You get this tested. If this is term 2 is negative 12, 36 minus 12 is 24, which is correct. Or you can test it with 1. The second sequence, 41, I don't know if this is linked. Why am I reading the second? The sequence 41, 43, 47, 53, 61 and so on has a constant second difference. So if something has a constant second difference, what do we know? We know that is quadratic. So how do I move from, let me just write it here. How do I move from one term to the next? I'm adding 2, then 4, then 6, then 8, and so on. No? How do I move from 2 to 4? You're adding 2 all the time. So since it's quadratic, what I write on the side? 2a. 3a plus b. A plus b plus c. Remember they asked you to work out the general term. So 2a is equal to 2. So a is equal to? So if I see a, I put a 1 now. So it's 3 times 1 plus b is equal to 2. So b is equal to 2 minus 3, which is negative 1. Correct? And then of course a plus b, which is 1 plus negative 1 plus c is equal to 41. So that cancels. So c gives you an answer 41. So therefore Tn is equal to n squared minus n plus 41. Okay? Is there any confusion there? Then it says if the first 40 terms are prime numbers. So if the first 40 terms are prime, what are prime numbers? Numbers that can only be divided in one and itself. It only has 2 factors. Show that 41 is not a prime number, which means to say it has more than 2 factors. In other words. So if you're looking at so what I do is I say, okay, term 41, let's see what's happening in term 41. It's 41 squared minus 41 plus 41. Not so? So what happens here? Cancels. So now I got 41 squared. So what are the factors for 41? Just 1 and 41. But for 41 squared, it's going to be 41 times 41 as well. Can you see that, people? So we say since 41 squared can be written as 41 times 41. Therefore, it's not a prime number. Okay? Because it has more than 2 factors. You can write it out in words. Okay? Go to the next question. So here we are told, study the following pattern. For row 1, we got 1. For row 2, we got 1, 2, 3, 4. For row 3, we got 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. For row 4, we got 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. How many numbers are in a row 100? Note that row 4 has 7 numbers. Okay, so it's 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. What would row 5 have? So where do I start? 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. Not so. So row 1, they want to know how many numbers. So row 1 has how many numbers? 1. Row 2 has how many numbers? 3. Then 1. Then 7. Then 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. So my general term here would be Tn is equal to a plus n minus 1d. So I'm adding 2 all the time. Not so. So it's going to be 2n minus 1. Okay. So therefore row 100. So it's going to be T100 is equal to 2 times 100. They give you an answer 199. Okay. Is that correct? Right? Let's go to the next question. Calculate the middle number in the 75th row. The middle number in the 75th. So if you look at the first row, there's only one number there. So what number is that? 1. In row 2, what's the middle number? So those are the middle numbers. Then 7, then 30, then 21, and so on. Okay, you all agree with that? So how do you move from one term to the next? Add 2, then 4, then 6, then 8, and so on. So we have Tn is equal to, so in other words, this is actually a quadratic pattern here. Not so. So what do I write on the side? 2a, then 3a plus b, then a plus b plus c, from the bottom up. So we have 2a is equal to 2, so a is equal to 1. So 3 times 1 plus b is 2, so b is negative 1. So a plus b plus c is equal to 1, so c is equal to 1. So the general formula here is going to be n squared minus n plus 1. But I haven't answered the question yet. What is the question? Determine the middle number in the 75th row. So it's going to be T75 is equal to 75 squared minus 75 plus 1. So the answer of 5,551. Okay. Don't you say yes? Are you following the memo? Oh, okay. Okay, so that basically brings us to the end of that question. The next one, the sequence of symbols are given. So with alpha, beta, beta, element, element, element. Beta. And I got 2 alphas, 4 betas. Okay, this is right here. So it's 1, 2, 3, 1. So that will be 2, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 and 1. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And 1. Not so. So you see it's forming a sequence. If this sequence is repeated, which symbol will appear in the 114th position? Okay. So, as we have these letters so far, how many positions are held already? So, in the first case, how many do we have here? It's 3, 6, 7. Eh? Plus, here, 2, that's 10, 11, 12, 13. Is that correct? That is 10, 13. Here, 8 is 25. Who said 24? It's 25, no? Plus. Now, how much is that so far? 7 plus 13 plus 25. 45. We're looking at 114. So what we do is we just repeat that pattern. So if this is 1, 2, 4, the next one is going to be 8. How do I get from 1 to 2? Okay, you say you add 1. You are times by 2. Okay? I would go with you times by 2. Is 1, 2, 4, 8. Okay? Here we got 2, 4, 8. The next one will be 16. Here we got 3, 6, 12. So again I multiply by 2. So it's 24. The next one is going to be 1. You agree with that? So what is 60 plus 8? 24? 48, 49. They say plus 49 gives us 94. So I must repeat it again. So the next number is going to be 16. And then 32. And then 48 and then 1. That is definitely over 114. Not so. So what I do is I say, okay, 94 plus 16. So if this number is over 114, then that letter is alpha. Can you see that? Which is not yet. So the 111th number till the 142nd number is going to be a beta. So therefore, the 114th number is equal to okay. The next lesson we'll carry on with this. Okay. People enjoy the rest of your day. Good afternoon, class. Please start working on the paper 2 as well.